Welcome to 52 Questions. I'm Shannon Weber, Director of HIVE. Every year, HIVE answers hundreds of questions from patients, their partners, and providers, and each week in 2018, we're bringing one of those frequently asked questions to you in video format. For this week's question, I have a special guest, Ken Almanza, who's the Director of the Telehealth Program for the Louisiana Department of Public Health, and also the star
coordinator. You said director.
You're the boss. You're my boss.
Okay, whatever.
Come on.
You're gonna be like director. Who's
the boss? You're the boss of everything.
Yay, okay.
Ken Almanza, the boss of everything. Okay, who also was the star of our very popular Ken Tips video, which we'll link in the comments just for fun. Okay, and so Ken, this week's question is a question that we get frequently in HIVE Clinic and Reproductive Health Clinic, and then we also get it on the Please Prep Me chat. And the question is, what's better, treatment is prevention or PrEP? And generally this question comes from someone who's HIV negative and they're in partnership with someone who's living with HIV, and they're trying to sort through this new information they're getting online, and they want a definitive answer. What is the best method?
Great question. So basically, I've been working in the field for a very long time. I've been doing HIV testing. I do access to PrEP now, and I get this question a lot. Even more so now that there's a lot of campaign work out there and all these messages, people get confused, right? So I think I don't like to say things in ways of better or worse, because it means that something's less, right? And there's a lot of different things that have been around that have stood the test of time. Condoms, getting tested with your partner, communicating. These are great tools that don't lose their value with time, right? So I think for me, I start with the facts. We have a lot of research studies, we have a lot of data, a lot of things that anyone can read online about being undetectable equals untransmittable, right? Yep. And we also have data that really proves that PrEP is highly effective at preventing HIV. So both of those have a very high value, right, in terms of HIV prevention. What I like to look at is like access, right? I look at the context, like what's going on with U equals U. Well, U equals U equals undetectable equals untransmittable. So really that means that the person has access to healthcare. And as you know, life ebbs and flows, right? So we always have our ups and downs where we may have joblessness, we may be uninsured, we may be moving. There's a lot of times where we suffer with addiction, mental health issues. So we don't always have a medical care person, a provider, to get to that goal. That is the shining goal, is to be undetectable, but in real life, a lot of things get in the way. So it's important to realize that that can directly impact someone's viral load. So someone may or may not be able to be undetectable throughout the course of their life, but they can get there, right? And the same thing goes for PrEP. So any individual who wants access to PrEP, to get on it, sometimes they don't have immediate ways to get on it or ways to stay on it because of the same reasons I previously mentioned. Health insurance issues, stigma. There's just so many social issues people forget about. So it's not about what's better, it's about what works for you in that given time in your life. And I think people, not to overwhelm people, just you really have to do your best and look around at your circumstances and say, okay, what is the best thing that's going to work for me right now? I really use like a really simple analogy of driving a car, right? If you're following road signs and you're driving within reason and you have your seatbelt, chances are you're pretty safe, right? So that's the same thing as wearing a condom, getting tested. These are basic methods that for most people you can really access pretty easily, right? But maybe you start driving your car in different terrains. You're going in the mountains now, you're driving in different places, and you want more features. You want a GPS, you want airbags, you want, auto brakes. All these fancy features are things that have been afforded to us in this new, in 2018. We have these biomedical preventions. We have PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis. We have PEP, post-exposure prophylaxis. We have ART, we have antiretroviral treatment. So it's really important to understand that, we are in a new age and we have a multitude of options. So we have to be really thankful for the science and medicine and research that has got us to this point. And don't discounts to other things that have existed for so many years, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You have to look at all the methods, look at all the toolbox, and choose what is best for you.
Yeah, and two things I'm taking away from this as you talk is one, you can choose more than one thing from the toolbox. So you could actually do treatment as prevention and PrEP if that's what you want, or condoms and treatment as prevention, like really that there's options. And two, I love that you point out that these choices or decisions might change for different situations or at different points in our life. So we can also make a decision, change our mind later, or revisit things as our circumstances change.
Yeah, and that's what life is all about. Life is about embracing change and about embracing the new, new options that are in front of you.
Right.
I think that's part about prevention is that so many people have worked in this field for many, many years, and we got to a point, who knew that we would get to a point where we had all these options? Before it was just one or two, and now we have so many options, and we have so many places to explore them, so many access points, so many great advocates out there like yourself that are really getting the message out. So it's important, these things are on a value system. If something works for you at a certain point in life, it may change, and that's okay.
So in short, the answer to the question, what's better, treatment as prevention or PrEP? The answer is what's best for you. It's actually another question.
Yeah, what's best for you. Really, healthcare and access to all of these HIV prevention methods, it's about you. At the end of the day, it's really about feeding yourself and taking care of your soul, taking care of your health, taking care of, everything that makes you you to be the best person that you can be and to really help yourself and others along the way.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you all for joining. Please join us next week where I'm answering the question, is PrEP safe during pregnancy and breastfeeding? Have a great week.